Well, hello. My name's Dave Grantham, and I want to welcome you to the intro to our virtual libp2p day here on YouTube and on Google Meets. Yes, we are doing a virtual libp2p day. This is the first one we've ever done, and it's an experiment. We're going to see if this works. So, what are we going to do? We've got recorded talks from anybody in the libp2p community on anything related to libp2p. For the last couple of months, I've been asking everybody I talk to sign up and give us a talk. Anything from 30-second shorts to 6-hour tutorials, just to see what we would get. And we've got 9 great talks from across the libp2p community to share with you today. Tomorrow, I'm recording this the night before, but tomorrow we're going to have a mega community meeting on April 4th, and it's going to be a 2-hour meeting. We're going to have a keynote from Juan, and we're going to discuss the future of the project, the current roadmap, what are the top priorities, that kind of stuff. I'll have announcements regarding libp2p Day at ECC in France and DevConnect later this year in Argentina. And then the second half of the community call will be a Q&A with the speakers that you're about to see in this playlist. But before we do that, I'd like to give you a quick update on some of our community metrics. In the interest of radical transparency, I'm just going to show you the numbers that we know from GitHub. The project's been going since 2016, and as you can see on the far right over there, the first quarter of 2025, we're starting to see some numbers heading towards our all-time high. In fact, we're within 12% of our historical all-time high back in, I guess that would be in 2018, for the number of unique contributors in a given quarter. So libp2p is growing. We've reversed the trend that we've seen over the last couple of years of a slow downward trajectory. And as you can see, or as you'll see here on the next couple of slides, that's because everybody in our community is engaging and contributing a lot of extra work. And we've got a lot of projects underway right now, a lot of new improvements coming in, mostly around scaling and privacy and things like that. So I just want to thank all of the members of our community for showing up and doing all this work. Without them, these numbers wouldn't be this good. And because we are up on the number of people contributing, you can also see our merge numbers are up for this quarter as well. And this one, we're within about 20% of our all-time high. Again, back in 2018 was the peak of the project, but we are soon to eclipse it, I think, in 2025. So thank you again, everybody, for all your hard work. I just want to call out some of our top contributors. The left column here is from our numbers. I think this was from October of 2024 through March of 2025. And I just want to point out that these are some of our top contributors, and they're mostly our maintainers across these projects. Alex and Marco and Guillaume and Sakun, our top 4 here, are all Shipyard members. Thank you guys. Joao, JXX there, works for Sigma Prime. Two Color, that's Daniel. He also works for Shipyard as well as Prithvi. And Elena, I think, is also part of Sigma Prime. And then Paul Robinson, PackRob down there at the bottom, he is part of the Ethereum Foundation. So thank you to all of our top contributors. You're great leaders, and with all of your dedication and energy, we're starting to see this project grow beyond its historical limits. On the right column, I just want to point out that we have more active projects now than I think we've ever had in our history here. By active, I mean there are meaningful contributions going in on a monthly basis. We're getting regular releases and all that stuff. So last year, Paul Robinson and I revived the Python libp2p community. It started back up after a 2-year dormancy, and now we have 8 regular contributors. It's gaining a lot of new protocols and parity with the Go, JavaScript, NIM, and Rust implementations. The .NET project has been gaining new contributors, and you'll see there's a video here about a .NET application. And the C++ project has gotten a lot of new life into it now because of the Beam Chain project is getting a lot of resources, and some of the teams in that project are going to be using C++ libp2p. And lastly, at the very bottom here, Swift libp2p is managed by, the maintainer is a guy named Brandon. He could use a lot more help than he's getting, but he's been able to get regular contributions going in, and I think he's got some new releases, or he had a recent release. And then at the very bottom, I just want to point out that we have a demonstrator application called the Universal Connectivity application. It's just a chat room thing that has been getting a lot of love lately. We have a Python implementation now. We have a .NET implementation now. I personally just rewrote the Rust implementation. Why are we putting so much energy into it? Well, we found out last year that a lot of new projects that are building on top of libp2p start with forking universal connectivity because it demonstrates how to use Kademlia for peer discovery. It demonstrates how to use Gossip Sub for doing decentralized message passing, and it shows how to use all of the different transports, I think. So most of them show how to use TCP and noise and quick, but then there's also WebRTC example code in there, web transport, and WebSockets. So anyway, we have, what is that, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 active projects in libp2p. And so if you want to get involved, show up to our meetings. Our calendar is on Luma, lu.ma/libp2p. We have multiple meetings every week. They're open to anybody. Please show up. If you show up, you're the right person for the meeting, and what you want to talk about is the right topic. So everybody is welcome. How do you stay connected beyond our calendar and our meetings? Well, we've got a Discord server, a Slack server, a Telegram. You can follow us on X, and we're also on GitHub, obviously. So with that, thank you everybody for tuning in and sitting down to watch the libp2p recordings. I know a lot of our community members poured a lot of energy into these, and I hope they are informative and entertaining. So on with the show.